A very good evening, everyone. Good evening. So I'm Manoj, and I'll be dealing with the mains module of the SNT. So just let me understand the dynamics of the class. How many of you are writing the mains for the first time? How many of you are writing mains for the first time? You're also writing for the first time? Okay. Yeah, okay. Anyone else? Yeah. Science and technology. So what do you think is meant by science? Science and మన చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి we have been keep studying, like we study general science from 6th class to 10th class, right? We study physics, chemistry, and biology. So what is science? In general, what is science? Yeah, online participants, you can respond in the chat box. So science is nothing but, maybe you can say, there are some of basic rules based on which technology works. For everything to work, there is science behind it. For your body to function, there is science behind it. For everything, sorry, for everything there is science behind it. Yeah, how nature works, right? So you have science. Now, what is technology? Technology is anything which will simplify our work, right? Technology is everything which will simplify our work. And so using science, we are going to get technology. We are going to engineer things, right? So using some rules, we are going to like get the technology. So that technology is engineered. So that's what engineering is done, right? So my rules wadi, we are using these rules and we are getting the technology. And technology is ultimately which will simplify our work and which will help us for like many aspects. We have many applications of many technologies. Let's not go into details, but this is what science and technology is. So coming specifically to the APPSC exam, so what do you think should be like students are scoring really less in that exam, and many people tend to neglect that subject, right? But if you look at the paper 5, most of the part is SNT and some part is disaster management and environment. So SNT in that sense is very important for us. So if you look at the pattern in paper 5, if you look at the pattern in paper 5, we have SNT. So SNT lo, what's the most important thing is that you need to be aware of the current affairs. You need to be aware of the current affairs, right? Current issues, because these current affairs play only important role till the prelims. But for when it comes to the mains, we talk about the issues. So we need to be aware about the issues. So issues and also developments which are happening in the country. Like for example, space developments, communication developments, technology, IT developments. So whatever developments, those come under the SNT. So you need to be aware of the developments. Imagine there's an atom. Okay. Atom lo center ga manam emuntundi? Nucleus, right? So this is the nucleus. And what will be revolving around it? Electrons. So this nucleus plays a very important role. So this nucleus for this paper is the current affairs. Until and unless you be aware of these current affairs, you won't be able to attempt the paper, because the main point of any exam, be it APPSC, UPSC or TSPSC, every question is asked because of some context. Context ante enti? Context is like, why is it in news? Why is it in news? So to know this is very important for every paper, for every exam, especially for the mains exam. So every question in the mains exam is based on context. So you need to be aware of these all current affairs, issues and developments, and the context of the news. Why is it in the news, right? You syllabus chuskunte, you can identify some broad themes, right? ఇక్కడ ఏంటి ఫస్ట్ పాయింట్ మొత్తంలో మనకి ఏంటంటే mostly it is about the some like technological bodies ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో వాటి గురించి, and also you have policies, missions, and how science and technology helps in everyday life. So this is one theme, right? Second point chuskunte, we have ICT. We have ICT technology, and also in this it is included with the e-governance. So idokati anukochu, and also which is included with the cybercrime, and also the policies which are brought to address these cyber crimes, right? And also what is the policy of government of India on the IT, and also in AP and India, right? Tarvata, we have space. Space లో మనకి different satellites, past, present and future developments, and also ISRO గురించి its activities and achievements. Activities అంటే various missions, many initiatives which are taken, and achievements అని చెప్పంటే significant achievements, like even the mission successful అయినప్పుడు it's an achievement, right? And also many satellite programs of India and use of different satellites and applications of those satellites in the what do you say, in space, in the space, from space, right? And also communication technology, weather forecasting affecting human lives. And then we have DRDO. Like next here we have everything related to energy, nuclear. So any like science and technology chuskunte, there are same broad themes like space, defense, nuclear, and technology and policies and missions and all. And here we have biotechnology and nanotechnology, and also government policies related to genetic engineering, biodiversity and fermentation, and also human diseases and issues related to IPR. So these are the broad themes. So how do we approach this broad syllabus? మనం ఎందుకు ఎలా అప్రోచ్ అవుతాం అన్నది, ఫస్ట్ లెట్ us see some PYQs. ఇప్పుడు PYQs చూసుకుంటే, here it is something called, first ఇది ఏంటి థీమ్, it is based on the scientific social responsibility. First try to get the source of the question, అంటే ఎందుకు, why that question was asked. So this was asked because there were guidelines drafted by the government regarding the scientific social responsibility. That's why the question was asked, right? And if you look at the second one, 1B. If you look at the 1B, during the COVID time, many apps were all launched, like for health wise, right? And also because of the communication, like like because of the technology, because of the communication, because of the information technology, the health sector has evolved. We had something called COVID app. So to monitor all the cases and all, and also to download certificate. So like during the COVID time, technology played a very crucial role. So that's why this question was asked. So every question which is asked in the mains, this will have a particular context or a particular reference to any issue which was happened in the last 1 year or so. Or if it's like somewhat like backward, it might be some significant development of the ISRO. Okay. So like even if you look at all the PYQs and all, now you'll understand, like if you look at the 2023 paper, all the questions were based on the current affairs itself. So slowly the pattern is evolving. But if you look at the 2020 paper, there were many static questions also, like direct theory questions were asked. But if you look at this paper, like the direct questions which are asked are very less. Most of it are like based on like such questions. So main question like everyone asks is, what should be the reference? For me, if I like frankly, if you ask me, I would say there is no proper book for SNT, because whatever you study for the prelims, you might be like hearing n number of books in the market, but those content will only be sufficient for the prelims. And even like some books are not even sufficient for prelims, because like whatever book is there, either all the content is dumped in it, which is like not relevant for the exam. You don't have to study so much, but it's not relevant. So you need to study only the relevant aspects for the mains. So what are the references which you will follow? First one, Hindu. Okay, Hindu paper, science section. Indian Express. Third one, PIB. Fourth one, all the government websites which are related to SNT. All the government websites which are related to SNT. So you can refer to these, and to understand the fundamentals. Like if you're not getting any fundamentals, you can refer to the NCRTs of class 9 and 10, and relevant chapters of class 12 biology. Okay, so for fundamentals you can refer to the NCRT, but other than that you can refer to these. But how can you like study for the mains based on this? Okay, simple logic. So for mains, for prelims, it's very easy. Like you will study the current affairs, answer will be in front of you, just mark, you just have to mark. But now you're writing for the first time, and many people are writing for the first time. So what is answer writing? What do you think is answer writing? What are the essential aspects? What do you think is needed for an answer? You might have been listening to many people, right? Yeah. So what are the essential aspects of an answer? Analyze the question. Yeah. Address whatever is asked in the question. Yeah. Yeah. So you told me, like, how do you approach the, just a second. Yeah, I see many people are writing for the first time. So answer writing is a skill. Answer writing is a skill. What is swimming? Swimming is a skill. You are drawing. Even art is a skill. So same, answer writing is a skill. For every question, our main target is to write a relevant answer. Now, what do I mean by a relevant answer? When I say the answer is relevant, you are meeting two demands. One is keyword, right? And the second one is theme, right? So first thing, it's very important to understand the keyword. Keywords and aim. Now we have some keywords like discuss, analyze, comment, and in APPSC PYQs, most of the times I saw, do you think? Right. So these are the keywords which are generally asked in the exam. Inka chala unnayi, discuss, critically discuss, and all these are the keywords which are asked in the exam. Now coming to the theme, what would be the theme? Theme and entity, for example, take a PYQ. Yeah. Suppose there's a question. Mention the main objectives of the science, technology and innovation policy 2013 of India. So the theme becomes main objectives. Main objectives are a theme, but we generally tend to write something else. Suppose there's suppose come out of the SNT. Suppose if you go to history, causes of revolt of 1857 antaru, but we keep writing everything about the revolt of 1857. So first of all, if you want to write a relevant first good answer, it's very important to write a relevant answer first. It's like, imagine you're running a cross country race. So for cross country race, you have to run for 10 kilometers. So if you complete the race, it's that you have completed the race. But so writing a relevant answer is like completing the cross country race. But writing a good answer is like completing the cross country race like in top 5 or top 10 or whatever. Right. So first one race, if you are able to complete the race, then only you can aim at winning. Right. So first our focus should be writing the relevant answer. So relevant answer, what did I say? First, it should be relevant to the keyword. Second, it should be relevant to the theme asked in the question. So as soon as you read the question, your sorry, as soon as you read the question, your first focus should be what is the keyword of the question, what are the themes which are asked in the question. For APPSC, there are generally like 2 to 3 themes asked. So what are the themes of the question? So how much space I'm going to, like how much words are going to allow to this thing? No, what do I say by a relevant answer? What do I mean by a relevant answer? When I say relevant answer, every answer has 3 parts. Introduction, body, conclusion. Introduction, body, and conclusion. Now, why am I explaining all this? If you understand this part, it will be very easy for you to make your own notes for SNT, because the syllabus is very vast. You can't keep studying whatever you studied for prelims again, and you like that's not how it works, right? So, introduction. What is a relevant introduction for a science and technology answer? Because science and technology, as I told you, it's a very dynamic subject. So, if you want the examiner to know that you're like aware of the developments which are happening now, to have a good introduction, first you need to have a current affairs aspect. You need to include a current aspect in it, which might be some fact, some report, some important development, or some context. I told you you have to focus on why it is in the news, right? So you have to focus on the current aspect. What is in the news? Like, are you focused when you know the context? you can use that context in the introduction of your answer. So thus this becomes a good introduction. This becomes a good introduction for your answer if you're including the current aspect in it. But imagine you're not able to get any current development. So try to write some definition or significance based, or some report based, whatever. So when you write definition based or significant based introduction, then it becomes a relevant introduction, right? But when you include some current aspect into it, then your answer would become a good answer or a good introduction. Now body this relevant body, as I told you, the body which is relevant becomes relevant to the keyword and theme. For example, objectives were asked, so you list down the objectives. For example, some causes were asked, you list down the causes. Some example, some outcomes were asked of some mission, so you'll be writing outcomes in the body of the thing. Then what about the conclusion? Your conclusion in S&T can be futuristic based to be a good, what do you say, to be a good conclusion. It can be a futuristic based or balanced. What do I say futuristic based? For example, like, so there's some new technology, suppose artificial intelligence, right? So it has its own positives, but at the same time, it has its own like negatives or cons, right? But the question was about critically analyze the applications of artificial intelligence in the present context. When the question is come critically analyze, many people tend to write all the, like, what do you say, negative things. But when it's critically analyzed, even then you have to write the positive side of it, and your conclusion should be futuristic based. So what is your solution? What is your solution to regulate the AI, or to regulate like, what do you say, avoid the some like potential cyber crimes or potential thefts, data thefts, or whatever happens? So how do you deal with those negative things? Because as a civil servant, you're not expected to just identify the problem, but also solve the problem. Now you understood like what is the demand, like for a demand of the answer, you need to understand the keyword and also, what do you say, body, like keyword under this called theme. Once you understand the keyword and theme, then you will be able to write, I told you, like, what is a good introduction, what is a good body, what is a good conclusion. So how do I study? How do I study for S&T now? So suppose topic, take a topic from the syllabus. First, you need to like understand the concepts, a static part behind it, right? For example, there are various launch vehicles or orbits of India and Japan, right? In syllabus here, there various launch vehicles or orbits. So you need to understand like what is PSLV, what is GSLV. There was one question, comparison of PSLV and GSLV. What are the advantages of PSLV or GSLV? So these are the concepts or the static basics behind it, right? Then you need to understand why is it in use. So when you understand why is it in use, then you'll understand if it's important for the exam or not. When you understand the context of the exam, then you'll understand if it's important for the exam, right? Now, what are the benefits of the technology? Whatever. Suppose there's some technology. So what are the benefits of the technology? Or working or significance? So what is the working or significance? Now, what are the potential threats of the technology? What are potential threats? When we have benefits, you have threats also, and you have like cons also. So what is it? And what is your solution? In that chapter, for example, like if you're mentioning the threats based on some particular technology, you should be able to like identify the solution also. Now, for every topic like this, if you have these things ready, your preparation for mains is done. If you have these things ready, your preparation for mains is done. So what did I tell you? Introduction, body, and conclusion. What is a good introduction? What is a good body? What is a conclusion? So for S&T, first you need to be like clear with the conceptual part. Then you need to understand like why it is in use. Then if there are any benefits or positives, you have to understand that and how it works and significance. Maybe this also. And in news, like what is the significant development in it, or threats, pros and cons, and what is your solution to that. So when you have all these aspects from every topic on the syllabus, then your like preparation is done. You don't have to refer any book. So for mains, it's very important to have such notes, because so the quality of the note making, the quality of your note making is like directly proportional, is relevant to the quality of your answer. So when you have a proper organized notes like this, you'll be having a framework. For example, there's a question on the like launch vehicles or some mission of the satellite. Suppose there's a question on Chandrayaan 3. So what you will be having first, like why is it in news? Because it was launched and it was successful. Okay, and there are some benefits of Chandrayaan 3, like what is it going to do? There are some objectives of the mission. So whatever, like, so you have to just note down why is it in news. Now what else will come? Objectives of the mission. And what are the outcomes? What were the outcomes we got because of Chandrayaan 3? What was the significance of mission for the country? And next, what are the things we are going to plan for the Chandrayaan 4? So if you have all this, you have everything related to Chandrayaan 3. So if you have these notes ready, now based on the keyword, you will be pick up like relevant points and you'll put it in your answer. So for introduction, you can just write like it was Chandrayaan 3 was launched so and so date. It was successful and India became the like first country to soft land on moon, like that. Then like if the objectives were asked, now the following are the objectives of the mission, and lastly you can write a significance based conclusion. So whatever question is being asked, if you have like all these notes study or snippet study of maximum 300 to 350 words, that's it. Because if you're going to study much, even if you're going to study much, you're not going to recollect. You're not going to recollect in the exam. You only need these points. That's it. Though we don't have any word limit, in the APPSC answers, but you have time limit. You have only 3 hours. So in 3 hours, you have to complete the paper. So you just need to have 300 to 350 words ready with you so that you can write answer on anything, right? So this is a 2023 paper. As I told you, so this was based on the current affairs, right? And also technology plays a key role in, so even this, there were many initiatives which were taken during the COVID time. So that's why this question was asked. Here the theme, like keyword becomes discussed, and the theme is role of technology in transforming the healthcare sector. So this is the theme, and also in addressing the India's healthcare challenges. So this is the theme of this question. This is the keyword of the question, right? And here the keyword is do you think. So for every question which is related to do you think, there the person is asking you for the opinion, but your opinion should not be loose-ended. It should be substantiated with facts. It should be substantiated with examples. It should be substantiated with data or whatever. So for every do you think question or substantiate question, you need to have some data backing up. Okay. Now see, in recent days, like there was a lot of focus on the e-governance, and many e-governance initiatives have been launched in the last like 5 years or 10 years. So in that concept, this question was asked, and also Atmanirbhar Bharat and IT sector has been emerging like for quite a long time. So every question, if you observe, everything is based on the current affairs. Even this Project Netra has been in news. ISRO launched Project Netra. So related to that, they asked like what is space junk. Related to that, they ask what is space junk. So the current, even the static questions which are being asked, that will be based on the current affairs. Because this was in current affairs, space debris was asked, right? Look at this. India Space Agency looking for private sector investments through ISRO is successfully performing. So we have been looking at privatization of space. Like many like we are like welcoming private sector into the space. So in that question, in that context, this question was asked. So every question which you take, that would be mostly based on the context. Green energy. Now, what is the need for this green energy? Because like entire world or even India, the import bill is very high, and the pollution, and also carbon emissions. To control all that, we need green energy, because conventional energy resources, they can be depleted. So we have to focus on the, like, what do you say, green energy or solar energy, whatever. There has been question on the green energy or sustainable energy even now, even in 2020, even in 2017 also. So every exam, this, if this is related to energy, you need to be aware of all the energy developments also. So this is environment. So this is biotechnology. Biotechnology has unlocked a vast potential for improving human life, but risks pose a new concern. Discuss throwing light on blessing and curse of biotechnology. So what I told you, if you have the positives and negatives, so you can just blessing and curse in the sense, what are the positives of the biotechnology and what are the negatives of the biotechnology. So whatever antibiotic resistance or antimicrobial resistance, so whatever comes here, whatever comes in the paper, will have a particular context. Will have a particular context far back in the current affairs. So it's very important for you to understand the newspaper and how we are going to proceed with the class. So first I'll go take up each theme. I'll take up each theme and we'll look at the significant developments. Along with that, any static part which is related to it. We'll take up significant developments in that particular. For example, space. What have been the new technologies? What have been the new missions of like ISRO? What have been important schemes or developments with related to, like, with respect to space? So we'll take out the significant developments. We'll take up the static part, and we'll also try to frame a question. I'll give you some questions at the end of, like, 1 or 2 questions at the end of the day, so that we'll frame a question based on what we have studied only, and we'll see what we have studied in the class. How can you put it in the answer? Because until and unless, like, if I just dump you with the content, there's no use. So first we'll try to identify the significant developments in each theme. Then we'll try to, like, understand, like, what are the positives, what are the issues with it, and then based on that, I'll give you a question. You can write an answer, 1 or 2 answers every day, so that it will be practice for you. And have you started answer writing now? Like, not yet. So anyone else, like, who are writing answer writing for the first time? Like anyone who hasn't written answers till now, like, not even months? So how are you going to start with the answer writing? So you have this book. We are getting, like, you get this book here. Now take this book. Can you see the book? It has compilation of all the PYQs of APPSC. Okay. So there is a lot of misconception with respect to answer writing. Like, many toppers say that we have been writing from the first time, and many students find it very difficult to write the answer because, first of all, they are scared. They are scared because they are either scared because they don't have enough content. They feel that they don't have enough content, or they are scared because they won't be able to write. Might not be able to write a good answer. So you can start with the answer writing in 3 stages. You can start with the answer writing in 3 stages. In first stage from today, or from Monday, when our classes start, what you're going to do is, in the first stage, you can take a question. Just study the content on it. Suppose, let's take a static question. Like, there are very easy questions also. Take a static question. First, study the static content based on it. Okay. Then close the book. You have to close the book. Then try to write answer for it. Try to write answer for it. If at all, if you're not remembering the content, you can open the book. So this is going to be open book test for yourself. to gain confidence in the initial stages, because without confidence you can't proceed forward. So this will be open book test with no time limit and no word limit. So take some simple PYQ. Take some simple PYQ from S&T. Suppose we are starting with the space sector. Whatever studied on that, like you can take that question. First, in the first stage, you're going to write with an open book test, no time limit and no word limit. And you have the question known. You know this question, right? You study the question that you're writing on the same thing. So this is the first stage. Once you perfect this stage, in this stage, first you will gain the confidence and you will understand like how to structure your answer, right? Now in the second stage, now also you take a question, but this time you can't open the book. You can read the question. You can't open the book, but you know the question. So once you read it, you can't open the book. So this would be a closed book with no time limit, but word limit should be there, which is like you can put it like 250 to 300 words. So in the first stage, you're gaining the confidence and you're started writing answers. In the second stage, you will slowly, what do you say? You'll manage like how much to write in the introduction, how much to write in the body, what to write in the conclusion, you'll get to it. But you don't have word limit, but you don't have time limit, but you have word limit. So you have to restrict to writing a relevant answer. Now in the third stage, what you're going to do is, you don't know the question. You take an unknown question, like which may be current affairs based. And write it with word limit and time limit. Write it with word limit and time limit. You got it? So now does it seem easy? Like, were you scared to write answers before that? Like, now does it seem like at least logical? Like you're directly now going to the third stage. You have a lot of time. Your mains is in September or October maybe, right? So you have a lot of time. So for 1 month, you can just proceed with the first stage. Now, so you'll slowly start developing writing, like writing habit. And as I told you, whatever you're like studying from the S&T, you have to make notes. You have to make notes of each and everything. So now you're making notes on your own with your own hand. So first you'll get the writing practice. Then you're writing the answers. Then you will understand like how to use your classes for your answer writing. Even I'll help you with that, but you will understand even without my help, you will be able to study, right? Suppose like take any topic in the syllabus. Take any topic in the syllabus. If you do this, like if you like note down why is it in the news, then you will understand like what are the basics behind it, then the developments, then the benefits, challenges, and lastly, what is the solution you provide for that. If you have all this, like you take any topic in this, you'll be able to write the answer. So you can proceed with such 3-stage answer writing. And from Monday, our classes will be starting. So as I told you, I'll take up each theme. We'll try to understand like what are the key issues and why was it in news. And I'll also try to help you like understand like how to put that content in your answer. So for every in every topic which is given in the top like syllabus, we'll try to understand important developments. Then we'll try to like frame a framework like what all should be like the focus areas. Suppose if there's a topic, what are the focus areas and what can be asked? What can be asked in the exam? So every day I'll try to give you 1 or 2 questions. You can start writing answers for it, and slowly we'll increase the number or the speed, right? Yeah, online participants, I was clear. Was I clear? Any other questions? Any doubts? There's no proper there's no given schedule for the classes. So I'll just talk with the team and get back to you. Science and technology will be starting on Monday. The timings and all will be intimated to you. For now, schedule is not out yet, I guess. Let me confirm and get back to you. Yeah. Okay, Krishna. Yeah. Any other doubts with respect to like how the classes are going to be taken and all? Yeah. You have any other doubts? How was the science and technology for group 1 and group 2? Okay. Okay. Yeah. 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 Group 2. Yeah. I would say only one thing. So preparation strategy for mains like reverse engineering technique or syllabus wise. Yeah, it's both syllabus wise and reverse engineering technique. So reverse engineering is nothing but this. So at Civic Center, we follow this reverse engineering technique. What you can do is first take the syllabus. As I told you, I'll provide a tracking sheet by Monday. So you'll be having different themes, right? First, take the syllabus. Then before studying the topic itself, you're going to refer to the PYQ. While you are observing the PYQ, understand like how the question is asked and why the question is asked such way. Why is it asked? Like why was it in use? Why was it in use? So now you will understand from a particular topic how the question is being asked. Now you need to understand that what kind of other questions can be asked, right? Then if you like look at all the current affairs, if you look at all the developments, then you can understand like what kind of like questions can be asked in the like upcoming examination. So you try to like study first the syllabus, then the PYQs, then try to prepare the content based on that. In that way, you're mainly focusing on the relevance to the preparation, because you're covering the syllabus. At the same time, you're seeing what kind of questions are being asked from the same topic, or if there are new questions are being asked, with what kind of questions can be asked in a new topic. Now you're going syllabus wise. So, and as I told you, when you're going through the syllabus, try to have a clear idea of the static part, because without the conceptual clarity, you can't understand any new terms and you can't write a good answer, right? So try to understand the static part from the syllabus. So refer to the PYQs, how the questions are being asked. Then try to prepare content of what are the themes which you can develop. As I told you, if there are some 10 developments, some particular topic, so you need to have particular like notes on those particular topics. Notes in the format which I told you earlier. Am I clear, Aditya? So you'll be focusing on the syllabus itself, but the more focus would be on the questions which have been asked. Like if the questions are asked from a particular topic more than once or more than twice, so more focus would be on those particular topics. Sorry. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah. Any other doubts? And with regard to like many students, they are confused between APPSC, Group 2 and Group 1. Like many people are like, sir, now I'm focusing on Group 2, then I'll focus on Group 1. Because the thing is, the main advantage which you got is time. Take an example of a fresher, okay, who hasn't written answers. For example, like you or some people like who have texted. So for you, you have literally so many months. Like almost like you have 3-4 months. So in this 3-4 months, even if I told you, as I told you, like if you start with the 3 stage from first stage also, you will be able to crack very easily. Now talk to like, imagine if you're talking to a like aspirant who has been in the preparation for past like 3-4 years or 5 years. Even those, they have a lot of time and they can enrich their preparation. Take an instance. What if your Group 2 exam doesn't go well? If your Group 2 exam doesn't go well, you'll be demotivated and you won't be studying for the Group 1 with the same like mindset. If your Group 2 exam goes well, then you'll take this Group 1 exam lightly, because anyways the posts are less and all. But let me tell you, there's a lot of difference between a Group 1 post and a Group 2 post. You know, like what is the respect given, and like I would say Group 1 exam is more challenging. It's more dynamic, and MCQs, it's far better to write answers rather than MCQs, because MCQs they might ask anything. But take an example of SNT, they can't ask anything under the sun. As I told you, the question need to have a particular context. So the most valuable thing now you're having is time. So if you are able to do it, try to prepare parallelly for both Group 1 and Group 2, so that you won't be like suddenly like before the exam, you won't be panicked. Now that you have time, start preparing now itself for the Group 1, but at least give like 4 hours. You can give 4 hours to this and also 6 hours to like Group 2. Parallelly, you can prepare for both, right? But don't neglect Group 1, because that's a very wrong approach. Like you would say, like first I'll prepare for Group 2, then Group 1. Because if it's UPSC and Group 1 or UPSC and Group 2, it's different. But both are groups only, right? So if you have qualified for the mains, it's not a like a small thing. So you use that opportunity. So like whoever is planning to like say like I want to focus on mains after the Group 2 and all, then I will tell you like you will panic and you will not study anything. But if you start now, you are going to get a head start. You're going to get a head start with everyone. And many people from Civic Center who have cracked, like we have got 43 ranks out of 110. Many people like who have like what do you say, cracked the exam have started the answer writing just after the prelims itself. It's not that like so you don't have to be scared. If you just keep practicing from today also, you'll be easily able to like go to the interview. I think I got some message. Environment section. Okay. So even environment, you'll be having a separate module. So you'll have that class also. It's not so like difficult. If you feel that science and technology is easy, try to like score better in SNT. Yeah, but you will be having environment module also, so you don't have to worry about it. So in that everything, as I told you, like in the same way, everything will be discussed. Okay. Yeah. Anyone else? Like, if you have any other questions, you can ask. So like as far as SNT is concerned, like we'll be starting with the classes from Monday. Any other doubts? Yeah, make any doubts now. Static part you can, but if you go to the, like what do you say, if you search with the syllabus now, go to Google, just type it. So if at all it's related to like types of launch vehicles and all space, you'll get on the ISRO website. So I would say it's better to prefer internet. Static, as far as as far as I'm concerned, like we are not I'm not preferring anything. So if you're comfortable with any other static part, you can refer to any book because more or less the content is same. But for mains, if you have to get rank, your answer should be better than like other answers. So if you want to write a better answer, you definitely need to have your own notes, because what you are studying the same, like other person will also be studying the same. So how are you going to ace in the mains compared to him? And the posts are also very less. They are only 82, right? So it's always better to prepare your own notes based on the strategy I told you. It's very easy. See, today like SNT will be covered in 20 classes. So in 20 classes every day, I'll be taking only limited number of topics. So it won't take much time for you to cover. Sorry, it won't take much time for you to cover that, right? Suppose the class is for 2 hours, you can study the same thing for 4 hours. If you follow the same thing for all the mains classes which we are having it like here, then your preparation will be done by the time the classes are also done, right? You just have to like give some time to that. That's it. But most of the static points also you can try to refer to internet, NCRT, NIOS. You'll get somewhere or the other. But as far as books are concerned, I think like anything is fine. But the better thing is to do is like refer to internet, YouTube videos, and all. Even on the ISRO website, if you go, there are many beautiful like videos and all. If you're not understanding anything, you can use YouTube and all. But I'll ask you to refer to like current affairs only, current affairs, newspapers, and internet websites, PIB, ministry websites, and all. Yeah, online students, any other doubts? You can message in the chat box. So from Monday, I'll try to give you 1 or 2 questions every day after the class, and we'll take at least like 5 to 10 minutes in the like first, like before starting the next class. We'll discuss that question, and I'll try to like tell you like what kind of other questions can be asked from that particular topic, so that like from each topic we'll be covering the main issues, and also we'll be seeing like what kind of questions might be asked in that. And if you like do that, and if you're writing our test series, then that would be more than enough, because we are having APPC Naipunyata. So in that you will be covering like at least 5 questions like every day, and also you'll have weekend tests. So most of the like preparation would be like SNT. I would make sure that it would be done in this class only. You won't have to put like much effort after going to the room or whatever. Any other doubts? Yeah, given that. Yeah, online students, any other doubts? Yeah, recorded lectures will also be, access will be given for you. The recorded lectures will be there. Yeah. And you can attend offline, you can attend online also live. Yeah, anything else? Any other doubts you can ask? You can reply, like in message in the chat box. Yeah, Murali, recorded lectures access will be given to you. If you have like other work, you can listen to it later. and that access would be given to you till the till you complete the exam. Yeah, anyone else? Any other doubts? Yeah, the only thing I suggest is try to get one book of this. Like we have compiled this book of mains PYQs. You can get this book. Here, here you have the PYQs of all the South state boards like TSPSC, APPSC, TNPSC, and all. So you can use these questions for practice. Like there are easy questions also, there are tough questions also. So as I told you, based on difficulty level, you can arrange to the stage wise. And you can start writing based on these questions only. Because it's better to write from this, like you're starting from the PYQs. It would be better. Okay. Timing. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Yeah. Thank you for joining. Hopefully, seeing you. We'll see you in the next class.